Hello, Saber fans, Shamim here, and welcome to Star Wars Theater. Today we're doing something a little different. I don't have any lightsabers to review. Instead, I'm going to be reviewing the reason behind all of these lightsabers that we all love, and that is the Star Wars films themselves. This is my commentary on Star Wars The Force Awakens. I have the film set up here on the TV. It's currently on the main menu. You may recognize the music. And I have my phone plugged in, which means I'm going to watch this straight through and provide some commentary. I'm going to be talking about my thoughts on the film, what I liked, what I didn't like, my experience watching the film in the theaters, and now just all of my thoughts about the film. Because I realized I haven't really shared in depth my thoughts on the film in any forum. So this is now my opportunity to share that with you, and hopefully you have 2.5 hours free, and you're watching this or you're listening to this. Ideally, you would lower the volume on the film and listen to this at the same time so that it kind of lines up properly. But we'll see. So you may just enjoy watching my face for 2 hours. If that's your cup of tea, then power to you. It's certainly not my cup of tea. I would never do that. Not my own face, anyway. But, yeah, so I'm going to get this started. Let's see. We're going to do the opening logo. And then I'm going to have the music playing just when the credits start rolling, the opening crawl, so that you guys can line up the the Star Wars theme, and then I'm going to mute the audio so that you can just listen to me. Plus, then I don't get into any, like, copyright infringement for, like, streaming the entire movie, or at least the entire audio. Yeah, I don't want to get into trouble. So here we go. Turn up the volume a bit so that you can really hear the opening. Let's just talk about first the Lucasfilm logo popping up. A long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. Same font. Everything looks good. There we go! Star Wars! Okay. I'm gonna mute that now. And here we go. So, when I was first in theaters, like, Disney had taken over Star Wars, and so it wasn't going to be 20th Century Fox with their fanfare anymore at the beginning of Force Awakens, and I was really, really crushed about that, as I'm sure a lot of nostalgic Star Wars fans were, because it had been at the beginning of all 6 of the original films. The crawl is going on right now. So when the movie started in December, and it just started in black with the Lucasfilm logo, I got chills. Because I'm so glad that they didn't put, like, a Disney fanfare at the beginning of it. That would have been really, really, really cheesy. It would just have been so wrong and weird. So I'm glad that it just went straight into Lucasfilm, and then we had the long time ago, and then the classic Star Wars fanfare, and we got this opening crawl that Luke has vanished. It's like, what has he been doing for the last 30 years? And now we are going to Jakku. God, Jakku is mentioned so often in this film. Like, none of the other planets are mentioned. Like, Maz Kanata's planet, I have no idea what it's called. The planet that Luke Skywalker is being a hermit on, I have no idea what it's called. The Starkiller base, I don't know what that planet is called. Like, I assume it was a planet. They didn't just build a planet. It was a planet, and they turned it into Starkiller base. I don't know what any of these 3 planets are. I barely know what the Republic's planet is. The Hosnian system, they mentioned it, like, once. But Jakku is mentioned like 17 times in this movie, so, like, that's the only thing I learned going, okay, so let's talk about Kylo Ren's ship. The very top of it looks like a crossguard. Like, I don't know whether to, obviously I'm laughing at it. I don't know whether to laugh or think it's stupid, but, yeah. I got chills watching this. Like, here comes the Star Destroyer, and then these ships coming out, and wishing past camera. You got these flashes of the stormtroopers. Very, very dramatic. I love the redesign for the stormtroopers. Like, I think it's phenomenal. It's sleek, it's a lot more aggressive, it's really... BB-8, oh my god. He's the cutest thing. I love him so much. And I love it even more that it's 99% practical effect in most of the shots. We got this old man, Poe Dameron. I've seen many bad things in the years, the 30 years in between the last movie and this one, and it's all horrible, and it will all be explained in novels and comics and video games so that Disney can make more money. BB-8's all like, beep, boop, beep, boop, beep, we got company. Poe Dameron with his binoculars. You need to hide. You need to leave. So we've got the similar story thread of important information being acquired and then handed off to a droid while the Imperials attack. So it's very reminiscent of A New Hope. A lot of people have commented on this and complained that it's basically just like the Force Awakens is A New Hope and some of the original trilogy all over again. But I think this is clever because, you know, if you listen to the interviews that George Lucas gives about the original trilogy and then also the prequel trilogy, he says that Star Wars is like music, and that each movie is sort of like the similar chord progression, and it rhymes with the last one so that they complement each other. So there's a lot of similarities between all the different movies, and I'm glad that The Force Awakens continued that, and that it wasn't all completely brand new, but that they did a similar kind of situation, but with new characters, new situations, new villains, but the overall thematic material is consistent, and I like that. I like that it follows George Lucas's original intention for the Star Wars movies to rhyme with each other. I think that's a brilliant thing. Flame Trooper! Oh my god, flame-throwing stormtrooper! That's awesome. I wish that we had gotten more than just that one shot of him. Yeah, Flame Trooper is cool. And this doesn't make sense to me. Like, what is Poe planning to do? Like, he's sending his little ball droid out into the desert, and he's all like, there's an army of stormtroopers here, but I will come back and find you. Like, what the hell is he thinking? That was a little stupid on Poe's part, but meh. Magic of movies. So this was clever. We had the dying stormtrooper with his broken hand and his bloody hand marking and identifying Finn FN2187 with the blood streak across his helmet, because they all look the same. So like, this was clever. How do we differentiate this stormtrooper as a character as opposed to one of nameless and faceless horde? That was very clever, and it shows that marking of him is what I guess what do I want to say? That's the thing that compels him to reevaluate what he's doing. So not only does it provide character introduction to like, okay, this is a stormtrooper with a character and a story that we're going to be following, but it also serves to I don't know what I'm saying. Kylo Ren's on screen, so like, forget Finn. Let's talk about Kylo Ren. I think his design is phenomenal. Everything about his costume and his mask screams perfection. I love it. I love the texture of his clothing. I love the design of his helmet, slightly asymmetrical. And I like that they interwove into his character the idea that he wants to live up to Darth Vader. So, like, the movie makers knew that we're never going to be able to create a new Darth Vader and have him be as badass as Darth Vader. So we have to be walking in Darth Vader's footsteps and under his shadow. So let's just make the character live in the shadow of Darth Vader. Oh, lightsaber! Boom, he's dead. Let's talk about this. When he shoots and he stops that blaster bolt in midair, I screamed, oh my god. Like, Darth Vader, one of the most powerful Force users in the universe, in any Star Wars mythology, all he could do was block lasers with his hand. He didn't have the power to stop the laser bolts or freeze people. Kylo Ren is a badass. That's amazing. Not only is it fast enough to block to stop the laser bolt, but he freezes plasma in midair. Who talks first? You talk first. That was the moment where I realized, okay, Poe is an awesome character. I need to be following him, and I love him. So witty. It doesn't feel like Star Wars. Like, we haven't really had, even from Han Solo or other characters, we haven't really had that kind of witty. So who talks first? You talk first, I talk first. It was so hilarious, but I loved it. It was very fresh and modern within the Star Wars universe. Let's have an honorary mention for Gwendolyn Christie, the badass character who does nothing in the movie. We all were excited that, oh, Brienne of Tarth, she's going to be playing an awesome Chrome Trooper in the movie, the head of the Stormtroopers. She's going to kick all the kind of ass. And nope, she just stands there. She literally just stands there. I love this moment between Kylo Ren and FN2187. The laser bolt is still floating in midair, and boom, it explodes. And Finn goes crazy. Oh, what the hell was that? Very, very cool. There goes the... This is nice. So it shows the X-Wing exploding and BB-8. It shows how far away he's gotten, and the emotion that comes out of him is just the head turns down, and the little bit of noise that comes out of him is really cute. This commentary brought to you by Sprite. It's a pretty neat redesign on the Star Destroyer, but nothing beats the classic Star Destroyer. It's one of the most iconic and beautiful ship designs I've ever seen. Poe's all like, whoa, look at this hangar deck. It's so big. It's so shiny. I love it. And poor Finn. So it introduces the idea of a little bit of PTSD, that he's so struck and overwhelmed by the idea that, like, oh, this was my first combat mission, and one of my friends, one of my comrades that I've been training with, he died right in front of me and wiped his bleeding hands all across my face. I think it's good motivation for him, though I wish that there had been a little bit more character development for him. Because it seems a little weird that the first thing we get from him is defecting from the ranks of the First Order. And now we have Rey. Okay, so I want to address the whole Mary Sue controversy that is going on online, or that has been going on online, about Rey. The idea that, oh, she knows how to do everything, and she doesn't fail at anything. Everything that she tries to do in the film, especially post-Jakku, she just immediately knows how to do, and it's a little incredulous, and we can't believe that she doesn't. Oh, she's what, 18, 20, 15 to 20 years old, something like that. Let's say 20 years old. And we see that she was dropped off at Jakku maybe 5, 6 years old. So that's about at least a decade that she's been living on Jakku, scavenging and going through, learning what's important and what's valuable in these old spaceships. So she spent like a decade climbing through every inch of this massive Star Destroyer, and who knows how many other ships, learning how everything works. You know, we know that she and Unkar had worked on the Millennium Falcon before, and Unkar had installed certain things, and she was like, no, I don't think you should do that. So I think it's very credible and believable that she would know how to fix the Millennium Falcon later on when Han Solo was there, that she would know how to go in and out of the Imperial prison or the Starkiller base, because it's the same Imperials who made this Star Destroyer and who made the Starkiller base. It's the same kind of idea. It's 30 years later, of course, but it's essentially the same idea. Oh, I love this little what's it called? The little bird. What's it called? Who's scavenging? Damn, what are those birds called? Vultures. I love the little Star Wars vulture picking on the droids. And here we have our new Mos Eisley kind of place. This isn't Tatooine, of course, it's Jakku, but we got a desert. God, that piece looks so much like the emitter of Darth Maul's lightsaber. She's looking at this old lady like, wow, damn, is this what I'm going to become 60 years from now? Still on Jakku. I think that's what she's thinking, because, like, she has no desire to leave Jakku. She's like, I'm going to stay here until my family comes, and if I turn out to be an 80-year-old woman still scavenging here on Jakku, then meh. That's what it is. 1/4 portion. Oh, the memes that we've gotten out of that little image. Hi, welcome to GameStop. All of this Xbox and 50 video games, I'll offer you $10. Same. I'm fascinated by Rey. Like, I would watch an entire 2-hour movie of Rey just living on Jakku. I think that would be... I would really enjoy watching that. I mean, just look at this bread coming out of the water and the little 1/4 portion that she throws in. That's so cool. These little things. That's something new, something different. And she's eating it. I don't know what this spaceship is. What is she thinking about with this spaceship? Why do they show it? Just something flying off? Or is there some story significance that I'm missing? Comment below, by the way, guys, in the comments. Anything y'all want to share. I love this little shot of her chewing and putting on the helmet. It's so adorable! And then the AT-AT. That huge walker. She just lives inside of it. Epic. We know that there is some kind of history. Something huge happened on Jakku. And just watching this movie, we don't know what it is, but we know it must have been massive. Yeah. And of course she knows these different languages because, again, she's lived on Jakku with all these different aliens for 10 years. If you go to a different country and spend 10 years there, you're going to pick up the language whether you want to or not. So it's, again, very believable that she would know at least 1 or 2 other languages living on Jakku. Oh, BB-8 with his bent antenna. The first time I saw BB-8's design in the trailer where he's rolling around in the sand, or in the teaser trailer, I thought, what is this? It's different. It's a new droid. It's a new character. I thought it was very gimmicky. I couldn't picture how it would work dramatically as a character within the story, but this is the scene where I decided BB-8 is not a gimmick. BB-8 is a real character. He's like a little child, a little puppy. He's like, oh, look at him rolling around like, please, please, pretty please. Look at him, he's so cute. And she's like, oh, fine. And this little squeal of wee! That's the moment where I fell in love with BB-8. Like, hardcore fell in love with BB-8. I ship them. But not like that. Star Destroyers are awesome. That young torture chamber, though. Comfortable? Not really. He's such a sarcastic ass. I love Poe Dameron. And it's funny, if you guys have seen the movie Ex Machina, these two played... no, not these two. It was Poe Dameron and General Hux. They played in that movie Ex Machina together, which was pretty cool to see the two of them together before this movie came out. So let's also talk about Kylo Ren. Let's keep talking about how powerful he is. Darth Vader wasn't able to break Princess Leia. He's all like, oh, I'm just going to use a droid on her, and Vader's all in Episode 4. He's like, her resistance to the mind probe is considerable. It'll be some time before we're able to extract any information from her. And Kylo Ren comes in less than a minute, he just rips the information out of Poe Dameron's head, using the Force. It's in a droid. Easy. Boom. Done. He's powerful. Okay, I don't like General Hux. I think he's too young. I think he was cast way too young. Every other Imperial officer that we've seen in any other movie has been at least 40-ish. He looks like middle-aged British men. General Hux looks way too young, in my personal opinion. So, not a huge fan of Hux. I'll give you a smaller portion than I gave you last week. But what about that young droid? I'll give you all the cash monies for him. I love this. All the people behind are like, oh my god, 60 portions. Look at that. You could live off of that for 80 years. It says so much about her character. We're just slowly getting to know Rey. She's a scavenger. She could easily be a sort of bounty hunter looking out for herself kind of thing and drop BB-8 at the at a drop of a hat in order to live. Like, this is food. She turned down a chance to live for a very long time in order to help this little ball that she just met yesterday. That says a great deal about her character. Okay, let's talk about everyone's favorite ship now. I love these two. These are like, I want more between these two characters. Whether it's platonic, friendship, romantic, I don't care what it is. I love these two. Their dynamic with the interaction is so funny. I love it so hard. Why are you helping? Because it's the right thing to do. And he's all like, come on, man, what the hell is that? You just need a pilot, don't you? Yeah, I need a pilot. Dude, let's do this! Yeah, I love it. It's great. I want to stay calm. Okay, this movie is the funniest Star Wars movie. Hands down. Like, Ewan McGregor has some hilarious lines in the prequel trilogy. Han Solo gets a lot of laughs in the original trilogy. But this movie, like, every 5 minutes, I'm dying of laughter. It's hilarious. It's so good. Casting, the writing, the way that they act, very, very well done. Oh, this is very complicated. It's like going from an NES controller to like an Xbox 360. It's like, what are all these buttons? I don't know what to... All I know is A and B. Like, what the hell is all of this? Sarah, there's an unauthorized... He looks like Jojen Reed from Game of Thrones. That little one who was all like, oh, there's an unauthorized departure. Pew, pew. Pew, pew. I love the mix of practical and CGI. Got a floating TIE fighter, obviously CGI, but all these explosions and stormtroopers flying around, that's all real. Great mix. Kudos to J.J. Abrams and his team. And there goes the Star... I like the Starfighter redesign as well. The white and the black. It's sort of inverted from the original, which was black and white. This is a great action scene. And it's cool. We haven't seen TIE fighters with two pilots before, so that's part of the redesign as well. And it was very late in watching the movie, or like my second time through, where I realized, like, wait a minute, TIE fighters only have one pilot. What the hell is this? So, that's a very nice redesign. FN, what? Oh, Lord Almighty. Poe Dameron. Finn. I remember when we first got introduced to Finn and Rey and Poe Dameron and Kylo Ren and BB-8. We got those names released. And J.J. Abrams was all, yeah, there's a reason that Finn and Rey's last names have not been revealed. It's intentionally left unsaid like that, whereas Poe Dameron and Kylo Ren get their full name. So I was very curious going in, like, oh, everyone was saying, oh, Finn is going to be a Calrissian or something, and Rey is going to be a Skywalker or Kenobi or something. So I like the fact that with Finn, he literally doesn't have a last name. It's FN2187, and that's the only name that he's ever known or that he's ever been given. That's fascinating. And that Poe Dameron is the one who gives him the name Finn based on FN2187. It's very, very sweet. Oh no, we can't go back to Jakku! Roses are red, violets are blue. Why does everyone want to go back to Jakku? Yes, you can use that for your next Valentine's Day, when you send nerdy cards to your friends. Luke Skywalker. So it took me a very long time to realize that the map is simply the map to the first Jedi Temple. That the map is simply the jump coordinates that you need to take to go from somewhere, main part of the galaxy, to this planet where the first Jedi Temple is. Because, like, if Luke wants to disappear, why the hell would he make a map, or would someone make a map leading directly to him? That never made sense to me, and I'm a stupid person. Because Han Solo says he goes looking for the first Jedi Temple, so clearly the map is a map to the first Jedi Temple, and not specifically to the physical person of Luke Skywalker. Once I figured that out, it made a lot more sense, this whole movie. Speaking of things making sense, let's talk about this part, because it doesn't make a lot of sense. I feel like there's two ways that this sinking TIE fighter can go. A, it's a little bit of quicksand, and the TIE fighter just happens to sink into the quicksand. And then it explodes, because the engine is about to go critical. Or, it was swallowed by a giant sarlacc, and the sarlacc burps. Burp! You can decide which one you want to believe in. I personally like that it was eaten by a giant sarlacc monster, and then it burped. So I like this shot where Finn is like, it never occurred to me that underneath every piece of white armor is a black, whether it's a unitard or pants and shirt or something, it's all black underneath the armor. It never really occurred to me. So yeah, there we've got the undergarments of a stormtrooper. And I like that he's just casually throwing off each piece. And it gets hotter and hotter, and he has the jacket. But can we talk about how lucky he is that of all the directions that he could have picked to go, he happened to pick the direction that led to probably the only town within hundreds and thousands of miles? I don't know, but like, movie logic. Force was with him. That's not how the Force works. Oh, a reference to the Clone Army. A reference to the Clone Army. I like that. I like that nod back to the prequels and the Clone Army. Perhaps Leader Snoke should consider using a Clone Army. Like, that's not a bad idea, because, like, Palpatine ended up using a Clone Army and took over the universe. So, like, let's follow Palpatine's example. He's all like, water, water, water. Everyone's like, oh, screw yourself, man. Jedi poodle. And then, what in the hell is that? This is the best creature design I've ever seen in my life. Oh, poor thing. He's like, that's the nastiest thing I've ever put in my mouth. But I'm so thirsty. Rey kicking all sorts of ass. Yes, she's a girl. And yes, she's the main character. And yes, she holds her own. I'm very happy about that. I love strong characters. Especially when they're female. Physically strong, mentally strong. I love it. And this interaction here where they come together, I think it's really, really cool. BB-8 recognizes the jacket. He tells her, and she's all, okay, well, I want to try and help BB-8, so let's go kill Finn. Find out where he took the jacket from. He's all like, oh, crap. And he runs because he's seen, like, okay, here comes this fierce woman with a stick going all Xeno warrior princess on me. I've had a bad day. I don't want more of that. And BB-8, oh my god, the cutest thing. Bzz, bzz, bzz. I'm gonna buzz you. So funny. Poe Dameron. The First Order. So if this is the First Order and Palpatine executed Order 66, I want to know what the other 64 orders are. I want to know what the other 64 orders are. Ha ha ha! Of course, yeah, no, I'm with the Resistance. Yeah, hey, is being with the Resistance, does it help me get babes? Like you? Well, this is what we look like. He's hilarious. John Boyega, such great comedic timing. I love him. So, like, this makes a lot of sense. That when I think about it, like the idea that Luke Skywalker and the Jedi could vanish into myth and legend, and people even 30 years later would not know exactly what happened with Luke, because it's not like Luke went around advertising himself to the entire galaxy. If you think about like just this world that we live in, the Ukraine, for example, does anyone know who the president of Ukraine was 30 years ago? Or what kind of political struggles or upheavals they may have had in the Ukraine 30 years ago? Do you know the name of anyone from the Ukraine 30 years ago? I don't. So if we don't even know what's going on in one corner of our own planet, it's very believable to imagine that these people living on backwater world of Jakku, or being trained and brainwashed in the First Order, would not, especially Rey. Let's talk about Rey. Like, it's very believable that she, having grown up in this backwater world of Jakku as a scavenger, would not know the true details of what happened with Luke Skywalker 30 years ago across the galaxy. It's very, very believable to me, the more I thought about it. Now, so we've talked about Rey's character development. Finn, here, he's just been blasted by a TIE fighter, and he wakes up, and the first thing he thinks of and says is, "Are you okay?" I think that is incredible character development for Finn, and I love that. And she's taken aback by it. It's like, yeah, I am okay. I love it. I love it. It's interesting. I don't ship any of these characters romantically at all. You know, whether it's I don't ship any of them romantically. I ship all of their relationships. I just want more character development and interaction between all of them. It's so beautiful. There's the teaser shot where I thought, oh, it's just a gimmick, but within the context of the scene, it makes so much sense that BB-8 is rolling and running away from the TIE fighters. It works perfectly. So we've got another callback, flying around with TIE fighters and the Falcon, someone in the gunner position. Again, it rhymes with A New Hope. But it's also a very different situation. You're in the atmosphere of a planet. It's one person flying who doesn't really know how to fly this ship. Maybe she's flown it once or twice with Unkar. He's all like, oh, that's mine, and she's been living here for 10 years-ish. So she would know a little bit about how to fly ships and jets. I think it's kind of like cars, you know? you learn how to drive and you're comfortable in your own car, but you get into someone else's car, it takes you a little bit of time to realize, okay, this one is a minivan as opposed to a two-seater, and so I got to figure out the size and the different, or it's a stick shift versus, oh, there's BB-8 rolling around inside. That's really cute. Redesign of the TIE pilots. Come on, Finn, shoot back. I love this idea of, like, I need a why do you need a co-pilot? Because the cockpit is so big, there's so many different mechanics. She has to reach across to activate the shields and other things. It's really cool. Pew, 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 pew. I got some cover. Let's go to the Star Destroyer. I love seeing the Millennium Falcon in the atmosphere. We've never seen a dogfight in the atmosphere of a planet so low to the ground. Ah, his little hook things, his strings holding him in place. That was adorable. So again, it rhymes. You know, C-3PO falling around, help, I think I'm melting, and, you know, falling around while the Falcon is doing these crazy dangerous things in the original trilogy, and now we have BB-8 rolling around, so everything rhymes. It's new ways that it happens. It's a different key, slightly different arrangement. You got flutes and violins instead of piano. I love this. You got 3 scavengers coming in the second that a new ship crashes into the desert. Okay, Finn is a moron at this point. You do realize you have another gun, like topside. Why are you staying at the bottom? Just go up top. Because it allows Rey this awesome moment to like, it shows how clever she is. This is not a Mary Sue that she just knows how to do everything. She has to fly around and figure out, alright, I don't have a gunner. Maybe I can go in here and have him crash. Alright, well that isn't working. So what else can I do? And now she thinks, okay, oh, here comes the wall. I gotta get out of here. Maybe he'll crash into the wall. No, let me get out of there. Okay, well that didn't work. Maybe if I gotta give Finn a shot. This will work. And Finn's all like, oh yeah, okay, that'll do it. Good on Finn for still paying attention and looking for his opportunity. He could have just been like, well, okay, I'm done, and come back up and been with Rey. But he was still there and looking for an so it's good. It's good. I like that. And BB-8. He's so cute. They're like 2 little, junior high kids or elementary schools. Like, oh my god, that was so cool. Did you see that? Yeah, I was epic. Oh my god, how did you do that? It's really, really sweet. It just shows that they're young people. They are young people. These aren't hardened generals. These are young people. They are the new Luke Skywalkers. So we know why Finn doesn't have a last name, and Rey's last name maybe will be revealed in Episode 8. Maybe she's just Rey. Maybe she's not related to one of the big characters from the past. Wouldn't that be amazing if she's just Rey? Just like maybe Snoke is just Snoke. Okay, this is probably my favorite Kylo Ren scene. One of my favorite Kylo Ren scenes, where he gets the information and throws his temper tantrum. People seem to be split about the whole Kylo Ren temper tantrum thing. Either they love it or they hate it. I love it. I think it's a different kind of character. We've seen the badass, tall, menacing Sith Lords, the sophisticated Count Dooku's, the vicious Darth Mauls. This is someone completely... He's unhinged. That's what makes him scary and dangerous. Psychotically unhinged. He could go like this at any time, at any moment. Darth Vader would just choke someone and move on. But Kylo Ren goes far beyond that. It also shows that he is immature, that he's not in control of his emotions. Kylo Ren is also a young character. he has time to grow and mature. So we will get to see a character arc from him, which is cool. And again, Rey knows what she's doing in there because she spent 10-ish years in the bowels of ships learning what is important, what is useful, what is valuable. She's been with Unkar and worked on the Millennium Falcon on Jakku. I love this little interaction between Finn and BB-8. Help me out, droid. Help a brother out. Please. The Ilenium system. Ah, there it is, the lighter. Why does everyone want to go back to Jakku? So, like, this doesn't feel like classic Star Wars. It feels like a rom-com. If you got a family, you got a boyfriend, cute boyfriend. You've never seen something like this in Star Wars before, but it's taking place in the most Star Wars in the most Star Wars of locations, the Millennium Falcon. You've got it's a beautiful mix of the classic and the modern. It expands the Star Wars universe. It adds something new to the Star Wars universe and what is acceptable within Star Wars universe. I like it a lot. Now we come to the most boring part of the movie. These stupid, what are they called? Rathtars? Stupid. Don't get me wrong. There's a lot of funny stuff in the Han Solo bits. Everything is really, really good. And who doesn't love Conja Club? But, oh, the Rathtars. So stupid. It's a J.J. Abrams thing. This reminds me of like when Kirk goes on the ice planet in the Star Trek movie, the first one that J.J. Abrams did, and he's being chased by that giant red spider lizard thing. It's exactly the same kind of thing. All these guys are being... J.J. Abrams likes his main characters being chased by weird alien monsters. It's just something he likes to do in his movies, apparently. Oh, and here comes the moment where we all cried in the trailer and in the movie itself. So I don't know how many people notice this, but I'm anal and OCD, and I notice these kinds of things. In trailers, they very often will use a different line reading or a different a version of the scene, a different take, I should say. They will use a different take in the trailer than what they eventually put in the film. So like when they walk in and say, Chewie, we're home, watch the trailer and it's a different take. Han Solo in this scene, he starts walking forward as Chewie roars. Chewie, we're home, and he's walking forward. In the trailer, you have a different shot and a different line reading where they both just stay still. Chewie, we're home, and he's still there. So it's interesting. Sometimes I like the movie version, the movie take better, and sometimes I like the trailer take better. Most often, I will wish that they used the trailer take, because you've been watching the trailer so many times, and you've analyzed it and memorized the trailer leading up to the movie, especially us diehard fans, not just for Star Wars, but many other fandoms. And then you watch it in the movie, and you're like, that's not what I was wanting. That's not what I expected. I was so looking forward to seeing the trailer moment in the movie, and then they changed it from the trailer. Of course, there's also like 20 other versions and 20 other takes that they could have used. Oh, and he walks into the cockpit, and the music plays. Beautiful. Chewie, dump him in an escape pod. That young leather jacket, though, that Han Solo is sporting. It's a really neat design. I like it. Yeah, I fought with Luke. I kicked all kinds of ass back in the day. And Rathtars, here we go. See, that's cool. R2-D2's got his stupid little rocket boosters. This was a clever new way to get the droid up and about instead of using those stupid boosters that R2 has in the prequel trilogy. I hate that. Yeah, let me tell you how I really feel. We used to have a bigger crew. I can't picture Han Solo with a crew of more than just Chewie. Can you? I can't picture that. Oh, there's a Rathtar right there. Big and ugly and stupid and costs a lot of CGI money. Now, what a cool design for these guys. Like, I wanted them to be some elite new version of the Imperial Red Guards, you know? That's a sweet design. And then they're just... such a waste of a cool design. Han Solo, you're a dead man. I just spoiled the movie. Because literally, you're a dead man, and you're gonna die in 45 minutes-ish. Conjure Club, Conjure Club, Conjure Club. That's all I remember from this scene is Conjure Club. That's all anyone remembers from this scene. Conjure Club. I love it. Tell that to Conjure Club. This is cute. So, like, apart from the stupid Rathtars, we get a little bit of Han Solo character development. We get to see him in a bind. This is very much a Greedo Han Solo moment. Or Han Solo's trying to talk his way out of it. It's cute. It rhymes. Instead of just talking to one bounty hunter, he's talking to two groups of bounty hunters. We also have Chewie there, providing some hilarity. It's like, yeah, you did kind of do it twice, and you sucked twice. We may just take your ship and that little BB-8 unit. No, not the BB-8 unit. See, and she makes mistakes here. She's all like, well, it could work if we do this. Alright, let's try it. And crap, I pressed the wrong button. And there we go. Classic Star Wars line. We have it in every movie. What the actual hell are those Rathtars? So stupid. That was so stupid. Han Solo shot first. Very good. Very good. See, that wasn't no self-defense. That was straight up murder. Damn right. Han Solo straight up murders any bounty hunter who gets in his way. Greedo died first. Woo! Okay, cool. Yeah, so that was a nice little throwback. I adore Rey's face here. Oh my god, that kills me. She has such vulnerability to her. And the scream she gives here, oh, breaks my heart. She's an amazing actress, Daisy Ridley. Such pathos in her performance. Pathos? Pathos? She's like, okay, I gotta find a way to save Finn. Okay, there he goes. Alright, this is a little Mary Sue. But you know what? I'm okay with it because it puts an end to the stupid Rathtar scene. I didn't want it to drag out any longer, so... Good on you! Yeah, that was lucky. She's humble, too. She could have been like, yeah, you see how I just saved your fat ass? I'm awesome like that. So again, here we have more rhyming. Han Solo trying to open a door, and his companion gets shot. It was Leia in Return of the Jedi. There was a droid there, too. It would have been hilarious if he shot the door and more bulkheads closed down on top of him. Anyway, yeah, no, sorry. Return of the Jedi is my favorite Star Wars movie, so I love everything about that film. Chewie and Finn. I'd like to see a sitcom with the two of them as roommates. That would be hilarious. Oh, there it is, the training droid. Very cool. Little nostalgic nods to the fans. People who aren't paying attention will be like, oh, he just pulled out a ball and threw it away. But we're all like, oh, that's a throwback to A New Hope, and it's awesome. I like the First Order. Han Solo has it, the droid. Starkiller base. A Death Star type thing, but built into a planet. Alright, let's talk about Snoke for a little bit. First off, I hate the name Snoke. It doesn't sound like Star Wars at all. Secondly, is he actually massive? Or is it more like the Emperor's hologram in Episode V, where it's just his face and his face is massive, but it's just like an intimidation kind of thing? I didn't realize that he was a hologram the first time I watched this until the very end, where it shimmers and he disappears, so I literally thought that he was fracking massive and they're just here talking to this massive, giant alien creature. It's like, if you want to find Luke Skywalker, just go and step on him. Like, you don't need all these people to help kill Skywalker. Just go step on him, Snoke. But I love the design of this room. It's incredibly... Oh, all those chairs. I just noticed those are all chairs there. Oh, and here's the big reveal. Is your father. I'm very curious to see what else we learn about Snoke and Kylo Ren in Episode VIII. I'm not a big fan of theorizing, and so I steer clear of any theory discussion threads online because it's just not my cup of tea. I prefer to just wait and see what he is, who he is, and what he can do. Again, a little bit of rhyming. We have a young person trying to put something on Chewbacca that will be good. So like Luke Skywalker trying to put the handcuffs on so that they can sneak into the detention cell in A New Hope. Now we have Finn trying to wrap up Chewbacca's hurt arm. Again, it rhymes. Huh. Bypassed a young compressor. Move, ball. It's hilarious. Now, I think it would... I don't know if they did that CGI to make it look like stop-motion puppets, or if they actually got some stop-motion puppets together. Either way, it's awesome that it popped up like that. That was a good nod to the fans. Alright, so here we come to some meat of the story. What's happening? So it has to be a map and not just a straight line, apparently, because you can't just go from a straight line. You have to calculate the hyperspace routes, and you need the navigation charts and etc. so that you don't crash into a sun or a black hole or something. So it takes several hyperspace jumps to go from one place to another. So that red line is the safe hyperspace route from probably the center of the galaxy to the planet where Luke is hiding on. A problem with the prequel trilogy and an inconsistency is one of many. Chewbacca knew Yoda. Chewbacca helped Yoda escape from Kashyyyk. Chewbacca saw Yoda in action, the master of the Jedi. And Chewbacca never saw fit to inform Han Solo that the Force and the Jedi are real leading up to Episode 4. And Han Solo's all like, yeah, no, Jedi and Force don't exist. It's all hokey religions and mumbo-jumbo. So what the hell is the name of this planet? If you don't read the visual dictionary, you have no idea. So this is something cool. I love that we get some character development with her seeing a green planet for the first time. I wish we had seen a little bit more of that with Luke, for example, like when he goes to Yavin for the first time. I think that's his first time that he's left Tatooine. So he doesn't have any sort of... He doesn't get a moment of like, wow, this is all forest on Yavin, or wow, this is the Death Star, or wow, this is something other than... Look at this. We get a beautiful scene or two of her breathing in something other than sand. It's great. I love this big deal thing. Women always find out the truth. Always. It's hilarious. I love all the different interactions between all these characters. Very, very... I hate the design of that gun. I hate it so much. I really, really, really hate it. It's so ugly. In my personal opinion. If you like it, power to you. I hate it. So this is one of the many... this is probably the primary scene where she starts thinking of Han Solo as the father that she never had, which is what Kylo references when he's interrogating her. She starts for a minute thinking about, I could go and live with him, and I love the Falcon, and he is the Falcon, and this would be so great, but then, oh yeah, I have to go back to Jakku. I would have loved to have seen the two of them develop a closer relationship, but he had to go and die. Jerk. Chewie's starting to like you. And the little smile she gives, she's so precious. She's so precious. It's an odd looking droid. Oh, that Mandalorian flag in the middle. Woo! Look how vain she is. She builds a massive statue to herself. What the actual hell? Maz Kanata. And here's our cantina scene. We get one of these in every trilogy. We had one in the prequel trilogy in Attack of the Clones, where Anakin and Obi-Wan go and look for the bounty hunter Zam Wesell. The classic trilogy, the classic cantina scene in A New Hope. And here is our new cantina scene in the sequel trilogy. Oh boy. Hey, Maz! I love Maz Kanata. She's such a great character. Where's my boyfriend? I love the line reading of "I like that Wookiee." It implies so much, and it lets you draw whatever conclusions you want, and I adore it. I'll be right back, handsome. I have to go alert the First Order that their ball is here. Those are mosquito aliens, clearly. State bird of Minnesota. What the hell is she wearing? It's an ugly outfit. And here we got one of the most powerful scenes in the movie. And this is the scene that really sells Kylo Ren for me as a character. In all the other movies, we've had light side characters being tempted by the dark. This is the first time in a Star Wars movie where we've had a dark side character being tempted by the light. Except for Darth Vader in Return of the Jedi, but that was his son doing the tempting. And anyway, but like this is fascinating to me, where we have an acolyte apprentice of the dark side asking and begging for forgiveness from his dark side Sith Lord of a grandfather, wanting to remain on the dark side is fascinating. And the burned remains of Darth Vader's helmet. It makes you wonder, like, what kind of lies did Snoke fill his head with? Because originally Luke Skywalker had Kylo. And Luke and Leia and Han obviously must have told their son Ben, Kylo, about Darth Vader and how he was Anakin, became Darth Vader, but then Luke saved him and he returned to Anakin at the end before dying. So how did Kylo go from that understanding of the truth to whatever distorted version that Snoke may have filled his head with, in which Kylo starts idolizing the dark side part of Anakin instead of the light side part? It's fascinating. So this little bit Maz is talking about the dark is always there, the evil is always there. And she's talking now about the First Order and we have to fight. We see more character development here with Finn, because he was trained and raised as the First Order, and we see that kind of PTSD that he has about his experience fighting for the First Order. He saw his friend and comrade die in that attack, and he saw that the First Order will just slaughter an entire village because they have no use for them and they want to eliminate witnesses or whatever reason. There doesn't even have to be a reason. It's just like the villagers, kill them all. Boom. So he knows, like, okay, the First Order is not to be trifled with. You don't know the First Order like I do. He stands up to Maz, and she doesn't have a witty remark. To be like, well, no, you're wrong. She's all like, okay, you win. There, you want to run for the First Order? I'll show you how to do it. Go talk to those guys. It shows that Maz doesn't force her opinions on others. She's all like, oh, we have to fight the First Order, but this side's like, no, I don't want to fight the First Order. Okay, I'm not going to force you to fight the First Order. I like that about Maz. Keep it, big deal. You're going to need it. Who's the girl? Yeah, we all want to know that, Maz. We all want to know that. It's interesting, the camera angle and the blocking of this scene. You have the woman talking down to the man, the woman who is in the right, wanting to fight the good fight, and the man who is a coward and wants to run away. And he decides to tell her the truth. I love the relationship between these two. It's such a beautiful, pure relationship. Yeah, it can go in many different directions. I'm curious to see how it develops. That was a little weak writing and acting there. He just spills his guts and she's all like, don't go. There could have been more there. Maybe there was more there, I don't know. But the way that it is in the film, it bothers me. Blah, 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 in the First Order, blah, blah, blah. Don't go. Here we go. Here we go. Oh, this is the scene. This is the scene. So Maz Kanata has one of the most treasured items in the galaxy, Luke Skywalker's lost lightsaber. And she's keeping it in a box in her basement. No guards, no security measures other than a locked door that apparently opened for Rey without Rey having done anything. Is it something to do with the Force? That the door sensed that Rey was Force sensitive and the lightsaber was calling to her? And is Rey the only one who was able to even see this basement? Is it usually like an invisible wall that, you have to know that it's there and able to, in order to go to it? It just feels like if Maz had Luke's lightsaber, she would really want to make sure that, some bounty hunter couldn't just walk down here and pick it up and leave, because her whole temple is full of bounty hunters and people of that ilk. I'm a Graphics fan, so this is the part where I cried. Oh, it's so beautiful! And you could tell that something was going to happen when she grabbed it. You hear some Darth Vader breathing. We're on Cloud City, where Luke fought Vader. Oh. And now here's a hint that R2-D2 may know the location of Luke Skywalker. I love that. Is this where Kylo killed all the Jedi? I don't know. I don't think so. Maybe. But those are the Knights of Ren behind him. Yeah, she looks very young, and there's Unkar taking her on Jakku. It's his voice in his hand. This is where the final battle will happen. And Obi-Wan says these are the first steps. Maz is like, yeah, damn right, you shouldn't have been then in there. The West Wing is forbidden! Her eyes. It's so funny, I love it. And then we have that deceptive shot from the trailer where Maz's hand holds the lightsaber up and what looks like a young woman's hand takes it. So, like, was that a tease? Or was that something that was filmed for the movie and then they decided to reshoot it in pickups or something and do something differently? I'm curious to know. But it looked as if Maz was handing the lightsaber to Rey in the trailer. But clearly, Rey doesn't want to have anything to do with this lightsaber at this point in the film. So this canonically now opens up the idea that there are individuals in the galaxy who can use the Force, know about the Force, but who are not Jedi or Sith. The same with Kylo Ren and Snoke. Abrams has said that they are not Sith, but they are dark side Force users. Oh, poo. Now I have to give the lightsaber to Finn. Why is she running away? Why is she running away? She should have gone up to Han Solo. I love the sadness and pain in her eyes. She emotes so powerfully. And here's our Nazi Germany homage. General Hux addressing all of his peoples. I'm not a huge fan of the officer outfit designs for the First Order. That weird cape that he and all the others are wearing. Not a fan. I dig the classic Imperial design. Pew! Well, it certainly looks beautiful. It's a very visually stunning sequence. So these beams of light move much more slowly than the blast from the Death Star, which was pretty much instantaneous, blowing up planets and ships and whatnot. But look at how slowly that light is crawling. And look at how long it takes to reach each planet. Boom. God, how terrifying must it be to be on this balcony or anywhere on the planet and look up and be like, there is nothing I can do. Many Bothans died to bring us this sequence. So I really don't feel anything here. That, oh, they killed the Republic. Like, I don't really feel anything. Because, like, in A New Hope, when they blow up Alderaan, you've had half of the movie to get to know Princess Leia and know that this is her home and they are peaceful and everything. And you have a personal connection to the planet that the Death Star is destroying. But, like, I don't know anyone from the Hosnian system. Or the Ilenium system. I don't even remember what the hell it's called. Is it the Hosnian? Is it Ilenium? The Hosnian system. Ilenium is where the Resistance base is. So that was the Hosnian system where the Republic was. I feel nothing. That, oh, they destroyed 5 or 6 planets and wiped out the entire government. Like, that should have been a huge thing. They wiped out the entire government of the galaxy. Holy hell. And I don't feel anything. So that could have been done much more effectively, in my opinion. Take the CGI lightsaber in my hand. Now it's a physical prop. Those beasts. They're here. I really enjoy this entire sequence. Boom! There goes your statue, Maz! Also, I really hate this Kylo Ren spaceship design. It's so ugly. Like, the classic Darth Vader Lambda shuttle from Return of the Jedi is so beautiful. Pew! Pew! She forgets to take the safety out. And look at that stunned look on her face, like, that's the first person I've ever killed. And now she's like, ooh, I like it, I'm gonna shoot more people! And now I'm gonna run away. Kylo Ren. Look at that asymmetric little cape on his back. What a great costume. The girl. Ooh, pew pew. You go. I'll hold them off. No, Rey, don't sacrifice yourself. Pew. Badass Han Solo. Oh, he's so good. Shooting people behind his back. You have one! Much deeper, bassier ignition, which is very similar to the ignition from Revenge of the Sith when Anakin is about to kill all the younglings in the council chamber. I went back and watched it and I realized that's also a part where the ignition for that same lightsaber is very deep and bassy. I like this gun. Oh, it's TR-8R time! Traitor! Oh, these guys used to be buddies. So, where do these stun batons come from? Where and how did the First Order decide, let's make a weapon that can deflect lightsabers? Oh, right, because the entire purpose of the First Order is to kill Skywalker and all the Jedi. Of course the stormtroopers would have anti-lightsaber weapons. People are all like, oh, it's so stupid that there's a weapon that can deflect the lightsabers, blah, blah, blah. No, the entire purpose of this First Order is to kill Skywalker, who is a Jedi with a lightsaber. I'm just throwing that out there. Oh, yeah, it's X-Wing time! It's X-Wing time! Oh, I love these X-Wings. Though it's stupid that the circular turbine splits open. That's a little dumb. But oh my god, Poe Dameron's alive? So apparently, I heard, I was watching behind the scenes stuff that Poe Dameron was supposed to die much earlier in the movie. But they liked Oscar Isaac and he went to J.J. Abrams and they did some rewriting and whatnot so that Poe Dameron could survive and be part of the movie. Which I'm all for because he's a fabulous character. He's all like, pew pew, I'm gonna kill an X-Wing with my little blaster. Nope. You're gonna get shot in the face. Give me my gun back. Yoink. I love this one shot of Poe taking out all of these bad guys by himself. You really get to see he is a phenomenal pilot. You know, that's some Anakin Skywalker kind of stuff going on there. And poor Rey. So this is, I think, her first interaction with Kylo Ren. She doesn't know anything about Kylo Ren. As far as she knows, he is some monster. And how scary is that? All black figure with this red glowing thing. Like, I don't know, what is this? This is her first time seeing a lightsaber. She thought Luke Skywalker was just a myth, so she wouldn't know what a lightsaber is. She's like, what is this? The Force? What is this? It's terrifying. Absolutely terrifying. And she played it so perfectly. He has heard all about this girl from Jakku, but this is the first time she's heard of him. It's very, very fascinating. Look at the fear on her face right now. Oh my god. Well acted. Well acted, Daisy. The arrogance of Kylo thinking that he can rip the info from her. That was beautiful, where he's like, okay, turn off, well, then you're done. Thinking that he can rip the info from her and doesn't need the droid anymore, that will be his downfall. So the first time watching this, I thought, oh, Han is upset that Rey is being taken, but upon further viewing, I realized that he is realizing, there's my son. Oh my god. What conflict of emotion must be going through Han's mind at this point. Rey! Oh no, BB-8. That is an ugly ship design. That's so ugly. There is nothing aesthetically pleasing about that ship at all. In my personal opinion. Which is right. He's all like, oh, is my baby here? Ah, is my baby. Is my baby. There's some cockblock 3PO going on. I love it. What a perfect way to introduce 3PO back into the film. That is so perfect. It's like, 3PO, are you really? Are you really? Are you an idiot? Yes, you are. At first I was like, how does 3PO know BB-8's name? Oh, that's right. They're both from the Resistance. Yep. People are all like, oh, why doesn't Chewie hug Leia at the end when Han dies? There's the hug. Leia and Chewie get their hug right now. I'm sad that the EU is no longer canon, but I'm glad that elements of it are in this film and this new canon, that Han and Leia did indeed have at least one child together. That is good. I'm not a fan of the redesign of the fighter pilots. That red instead of the orange really bothers me. I far prefer the orange of the original trilogy compared with this red and white that the X-Wing fighters are now wearing. Finn's all like, who is this awesome pilot? I want to go and make sweet love to him. Oh my god, it's Poe Dameron! Now I'm really gonna go make sweet love to him. Buddy! They're so awesome. I love it. He's like, that's my jacket. The frack are you doing with my jacket? Take it out. Look at this look. It's so good. I want someone to look at me the way that Poe Dameron looks at his jacket on Finn. Very classic. An underground control center underneath what looks like a viney temple. Hey, it's that Matt Parkman from Heroes. That's all he'll ever be to me, is Matt Parkman from Heroes. She looks very good in this movie, Carrie Fisher. The makeup, the hair, Her look. Oh my god, this part is so hilarious. That sounds very exciting. You're so brave. Oh, well, yeah, but... So this also makes sense upon further viewing. We simply don't have enough information. It's just, how do you know? Because this map starts at point F, for example, and goes from F to H. Like, well, I don't know where A is and how you get from A to F before you do that. And it's R2-D2! So it's been 30 years between Return of the Jedi and The Force Awakens. When within that 30 years did Kylo kill everyone and did Luke go into hiding? Like, was it a year before this movie? Was it closer to the beginning of that 30 years? Because, like, R2 has been in shutdown since Master Luke went into hiding, so how long has Luke been in hiding? It's very, very curious. Would you please stop calling me that? The bickering between the two. It's great. Very classic OT. General Organa. Luke's a Jedi. You're his father. And I'm his mother and a Jedi! At least in the books she is. She's an awesome Jedi in the books. You cannot pass! Gandalf! Definitely looked like the same mountains from the Two Towers. You're my guest. This is a crazy intense scene in every way, and I love it. Just look at that chair that she's strapped to. Even the headrest area looks so uncomfortable. It could have just been a flat thing, but like, no, there's things all over the place. And I love how his front piece opens up a bit. It's not just, I'm going to take it off. And let's also talk about how powerful Kylo Ren is in the Force, that he's able to keep his hair looking that flawless when he takes his helmet off. That's the greatest proof of Kylo Ren's power, that he takes his mask off and he doesn't have any hat hair or helmet hair. His hair looks flawless. So this is our first introduction to Adam Diver? I don't remember his name. To Kylo Ren unmasked. And he's young. He's inexperienced. It's not the classic Star Wars villain. We've never had a young villain. It's always been older villains or visually striking and imposing villains. Here we have someone who is still being trained to become a villain. It'll be an interesting character arc for him through episode 8 and 9. Whatever happens. Oh, you see the island. I see it too. So she's been dreaming about the island that Luke Skywalker is on. She doesn't know what it means. He doesn't know what it means. Because if he knew what that island was, he just would have been like, oh, that's where Skywalker is. But he's all like, oh, okay, you're dreaming of an island. Oh, I see it too. So here we talk about latent Force abilities. She has not been trained to resist any kind of Force power. But she has a strong character. She has a strong mind. She's very strong-willed. And her latent Force power feeds that strong will and allows her to resist. This is how I reason it, and this is my logic behind this. And at some point, that strong will overpowers his and allows her a glimpse into his mind. I think she doesn't understand what's happening. She doesn't know that the Force is at work. She just knows that somehow she was able to overpower him. Snoke is all like, what the hell just happened? Ren's all like, ah, crap, Hux, this is not helping. Just like, frack you, Hux. Snoke looks like Grendel from Beowulf, that CGI movie. With his lopsided face. Mordor. What's a Mordor? What's a Beowulf? And he's carrying his helmet. Bring her to me. Who talks like that? She's ridiculous. Apparently, this is Daniel Lane, or Daniel Craig. Shout out to Daniel Lane from Saberforge. No, this is Daniel Craig doing this particular Stormtrooper. So again, I don't think she realizes that this is the Force. She has no training in how to persuade people. She's just realized, I was able to use my will somehow to overpower Kylo Ren. Maybe it's possible to overpower this person. See into his mind. Maybe plant a suggestion in his mind. Maybe she has heard a myth or a legend about Luke Skywalker and Jedi being able to do this, and she thinks, maybe I'm able to do this too. It straightens up like that. Beautiful. And you'll drop your weapon. And I'll drop my weapon. It's flawless. I love it so much. This is probably my favorite Kylo scene right here. Much better than the one in the ship. This one is just hilarious. Made entirely so by these two stormtroopers. Oh, it always makes me laugh. It's so perfect. So they drain a sun. How many suns are there? Didn't they have to drain another sun to shoot the Republic system? So what happens when they run out of suns? What the hell? Like, I don't understand that. Maybe it was explained, but I missed it. Okay, Matt Parkman, what are you doing? Talking nonsense. I'm afraid it's bigger than the Death Star. That means it's different than the Death Star. I'm glad that they acknowledge this, like, oh, it's another Death Star. And it's like, no, it's not. It's bigger. Because the first and second Death Star were pretty much the same size, if I remember correctly. This one is clearly very, very massive. But again, things rhyme. And this Death Star, this Starkiller base has the ability to destroy multiple planets within a system. The Death Star was only able to destroy one planet at a time. Yay, Admiral Akbar. It's a trap. This is not the Republic. This is the Resistance. So it's very chill and low-key how they make decisions and decide to do things. There's no submitting it to a committee or a hearing or anything. Yeah, let's do this. Your guys are going to go and disable the thing. You're going to go do this. I like this kid. Boom, go. Let's do it. I love this. You're my bro. Damn right I'm your bro. And now Finn has joined the Resistance. Oh, the last time they're gonna see each other. Oh, because he's gonna die. Han Solo, you're a dead man. Give my regards to Kanja Club. Yes, some of it was good. You know, that one time where I touched your boob as you were falling as you got shot in Return of the Jedi. Go back and watch the scene. He totally copped a feel. I shipped them so hard. Bring him home. Maybe he thinks, do I have to sacrifice myself to help bring him home somehow? We think they may be splitting up. They may be on level 5 and 6 now. Classic Death Star escape. So this is pretty cool, coming out of Lightspeed into the atmosphere. Oh, that's a wall! If I go any higher, they'll see us. Interesting. Through the trees. Because, you know, crashing through the trees isn't gonna make an impression at all. Nice Millennium Falcon theme music. Han Solo. I sense something. A presence I've not felt since... Again, rhyme. The Millennium Falcon arrives, and the villain is like, I sense a presence. It all rhymes. I like it. Sanitation. That's not how the Force works. Poor Han Solo having to deal with all this crap. Boom! Oh, poor Stormtrooper. Just got savaged. Oh, Gwendolyn Christie. How unfortunate. Please have a bigger role in the next movie. And John Boyega tearing it up comedically. He's so good. I don't know how I feel about those white blasters that the stormtroopers use. They looked really good in the original trilogy. Those original blasters, E11, E15, something like that. Those were really good blaster designs. So she looks down and recognizes, oh, that's something familiar from a Star Destroyer. Maybe I can get in there. Let me get in there. What if she just got squished? End of movie. That would be hilarious. I feel like Phasma, being the leader of the stormtroopers, wouldn't care about her life and would, like, character-wise, have summoned all of the stormtroopers to converge on that place. I feel like she would not have lowered the shields for them. Nice throwback to A New Hope. Garbage dispenser. I love the chain of communication, like, okay, they did it. Tell him they did it. Hey, they did it. All right, go tell them they did it. All right, we're good to go. Why can't the first person just tell the last person, all right, you're good to go? Bum bum ba ba dum bum ba ba bum ba ba da ba dum bum bum ba dum ba da dum ba da dum ba da ba 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 bum bum. That new Resistance March music that John Williams did sounds very similar to Battle of Endor music from Return of the Jedi. It's like a new progression of that theme, the second movement of that same theme. I love it. Very, very cool theme. But no damage! I feel like that's the new It's a Trap. But no damage! Direct hit, but no damage! I'm gonna use that from now on in my lightsaber videos. Ah, crap, I dropped my lightsaber. But no damage! More sneaking around the Death Star. I love this bit. It's hilarious. What is this? What are you doing? Why do you keep doing that? It makes me so happy. Don't shoot, don't shoot, don't shoot, don't shoot, don't shoot. Oh my god, that was so close. It was the second beat, or the next beat, in that caring John Boyega Finn storyline. You know, he gets blasted by the TIE fighter and he wakes up, are you okay? She realizes what a caring person he is. And it was his idea to come back for her. Very, very sweet. Power of the sun in the palm of my hand. Love me some dogfights. Ooh, excuse me. And they decide, yeah, with all the torpedoes and lasers and proton things of all the ships flying around, Our little bag of grenades is really gonna make a difference. Sound logic is sound? Question mark. And he gave her his jacket. Oh my god, he's such a gentleman. And again, she knows what to pull because she spent her entire life digging around through a massive Imperial Star Destroyer. She knows what does what. Very reminiscent of the Cloud City section where Vader and Luke have their confrontation. Again, more rhyming. We have a father and son on a bridge above a long fall. Cloud City with Vader and Luke. More rhyming. It's a sticky grenade. It's sticky grenades. I'm gonna put that there. Angry Kylo is angry. I wonder how Kylo decides, am I going to wear my cape today or not? Find them. Stupid stormtroopers are stupid. Can't find anyone. Oh, the sun's almost gone. Oh, dear God, what's gonna happen? What's gonna happen? I want this for my text ringtone sound effect. You get a text, Ben! Ben! That would be awesome. Oh, look at his costume waving in the wind like that. So dramatic. The face of my son. That's clever. You got the light shining on both of them. Everyone knows he's going to die. Your son is dead. He was weak and foolish, like his father, so I destroyed him. It's a funny line. But again, it rhymes with Anakin Skywalker is dead. He was killed by Darth Vader. Ben Solo is dead. He was killed by Kylo Ren. I want to know more about Supreme Leader versus Luke Skywalker and how one failed and the other succeeded. So Kylo's being torn apart here, and he wants to give himself fully to the dark side. asks, will you help me? I think it's fascinating that Han Solo wants to help his son. No matter what his son does, he will always, your parents say, like, oh, I will always love you no matter what you do, no matter what mistakes you make. I'll always love you and support you and care for you, etc., etc. So Han Solo wants to support his son. I mean, there's many different ways that you can read this scene because there's so much subtext going on. Oh, and the sun is gone, the light is gone, that means hope is gone. So is it hope for Ben returning to the light? Is it hope for Han Solo to live? What is it that hope is gone? Is it a surprise to Han? Or is that just a look of, the pain of having a lightsaber driven through your belly? He says, thank you. Thank you for helping me kill you. Thank you for allowing me to kill you. And this is the moment where there is still hope left, I think, for Ben. That one last little thing, and that's why there's still so much doubt and confusion in him. Oh, she's Force sensitive. Y'all forgot that she's Force sensitive. Here's another beat in the whole Kylo Ren is powerful thing. He takes a crossbow shot to the stomach and kneels down. That's all it does to him. 5 minutes ago, we saw Chewbacca shoot a stormtrooper, and the stormtrooper went flying across the hall. And on Maz Kanata's planet, Han Solo shoots the crossbow, and it explodes 3 or 4 stormtroopers. Kylo Ren took it to the stomach and just dropped down on one knee, stands back up, and then he's gonna proceed to have a lightsaber fight. Holy shish kebab, Batman! What the hell is this man? Strong in the Force. And people say that Kylo is weak. You may think that he's a weak character, but there's no denying his strength in the Force. I think because of that hand against his cheek as Han was dying, Kylo Ren was hoping that by killing his father, he would finally eliminate any trace of light side in him and would finally be able to just devote himself fully to the dark. But because of that one little gesture of kindness and compassion that Han gave right before he fell off, there's a little seed of doubt remaining in Kylo, which is why he gets his ass handed to him in this fight by Rey, because he's still struggling and there's still doubt within him. Oh, that crunch. She's gonna feel that in the morning. Poor Finn gets called traitor twice in this movie. Nobody likes Finn. Traitor! It's funny for Kylo to scream traitor at Finn when he himself betrayed Luke and killed all his Jedis. And Kylo is just toying with Finn. I love this. Boom! Look at this. He just walks away. Yeah, I'm gonna do this, and yeah. Look at this. Finn's all like, crap. Didn't think this through. Oh! Keep in mind that Kylo is bleeding out, and he's still kicking Finn's ass. I love it. Finn done made a mistake. Only managed to get one hit on him. Well, so did Luke against Vader. And there it goes. Oh! Straight up the back. Speaking of, you're gonna feel that in the morning. Yeah, he's gonna feel that in the morning. Oh, and here comes the moment everyone cheered in the theater. Yes! Yes! Woo! That moment of realization. Yeah, I could. Oh my. Yep. Yep. Yes. 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 I'ma kick your ass, Kylo. Except she sucks. Because Kylo has been trained to kill stuff. And she kind of knows how to fight with a stick. A little. He's doing pretty good for bleeding out. She's holding her own, sort of, kind of, but it's also still a very one-sided fight. Until she taps into the Force. Oh, is it trench run time? Is it trench run time? Oh, it's trench run time. Throwback. So this is cool. We're mixing the attacks on the first and second Death Star. We got the trench run from A New Hope, and then going inside the core from Return of the Jedi. We mixed the two of them. Oh, there was some damage. He just died. But his call of no damage will live on in internet memes for all eternity. The planet with the rebel base will be in range in 5 minutes. You can do it, Poe. Nice! Pew pew. Pew pew. I don't know, his ship shoots purple lasers. That's pretty cool. I don't know of any other ship that shoots purple lasers. That's very unique. Very cool. Oh, kaboom! Kaboom! There it goes. I love the whoosh tremor throughout the rest of the planet. How aggressively he's attacking her. He's just looking to end this right now. Hope she got one hit on him. That was lucky. I love that they used practical lighting effects for the lightsabers. It's similar to Attack of the Clones, where Dooku and Anakin are fighting when he hits the cable and the lights go off, and then they're fighting in the dark. They use practical saber effects for that particular scene. And then anytime that Yoda is fighting against a red lightsaber, you can see the red lightsaber against his face. So they did some CGI practical lighting effects, but this is really cool that they use it for every lightsaber scene. And here she remembers and fully opens herself to the Force, using Maz's teachings, and decides, I'm going to let the Force flow through me. Harkening back to what Obi-Wan said about the Force, Luke asks, you mean it controls my actions? And Ben says, partially, but it also obeys your commands. I think we're getting a little bit of both here, where she's letting the Force control her actions. She's also using it and having it obey her commands a little bit to strengthen her. And at this point, he's been hit a couple times. He's still bleeding out from a blaster shot to the stomach that should have killed any normal person and sent him flying across a hallway, any normal person. Plus, he's still dealing with all the emotional crap from killing his father and still having a little bit of doubt remaining, even though he thought that it would allow him to go completely to the dark side. And he's got a nice Tyrion Lannister scar going on. So that'll be fun for him in Episode 8. This was convenient. Planet breaking apart. I'll see you again in the sequel! It's nice. She doesn't have any words for him, like, you're a monster or anything else. She's just like, okay, this is it. I'm alive. I gotta get back and get to Finn. Hopefully he's still alive. It's her caring nature. She cares more about Finn than she does about screaming at Kylo or trying to kill Kylo. All she wants to do is just get Finn out of there alive, make sure he's okay. Yeah, go find Kylo. It's time to complete his training. So I think it's pretty safe to assume that Episode 8 is going to start pretty close to where Episode 7 ends, with Rey and Luke on the island. We saw that little bit of them shooting Episode 8. So I'm really curious to see what kind of training Snoke is going to give Kylo, and to see Kylo come into his full potential, because we've already seen how strong in the Force he is. Now, untrained or half-trained, it'd be really sweet to see him much more fully trained. It's convenient that Chewie happened to get to the Falcon and find them before the entire planet erupted. So, yes, very convenient. Movie magic! The planet's exploding. But no damage! So this is cool. Like, I kept waiting for it to explode like a Death Star before realizing that it makes sense for it to turn into a sun, because it literally sucked the power of a sun into the planet, and without the thing that's holding the sun in place, it would make sure that everything, like the crust of the egg, would explode, and it would just be the yolk inside, which was the sun. So that's cool. Yes, I'm a scientist. That is how it would work. That's some character development for Chewbacca. You know, Finn took care of Chewie when Chewie was hurt, and now he's going to take care of Finn while Finn is hurt. And if Chewie had hugged Leia here, it wouldn't allow for this moment, and I think that this moment is more important dramatically and character-wise than it is for Chewie and Leia to hug over Han's death. Chewie is busy taking care of Finn, and I'm sure that the two of them will have their own moment off camera. But this moment of realization between the two of them. See, there we have our sad Chewie moment of Han being dead and R2 waking up. Why does R2 wake up now? The Force Awakens. R2-D2 is the real hero throughout all of these movies, so the movie is really about R2-D2 waking up, because he is a force to be reckoned with. Ah! I'm so cute. Sad Leia is sad. Nothing is happy. Oh wait, R2's alive? You have good news? Tell me, please, give me some good news. Look at the route, like all of those different points, where it's like from here to here, here to here, here to here, for all these different points. It's a long route to go from point A to point B, where the Last Jedi Temple is. So now they have the specific route to this planet that is not named in the movie, where the first Jedi Temple apparently was built, that Luke is playing hermit on. Oh, I love the relationship between these two so much. I also love her new gray outfit. It's so reminiscent of her Jakku outfit, but it's much cleaner and more professional. On the other hand, Leia's outfit that she's wearing right now is death. It's absolute death. What the hell is she wearing? Maybe she's all like, yeah, Han Solo is dead, so my outfit is going to be death as well, just to commemorate that death. Now, someone explained to me in the comments why Leia isn't coming along to go and see Luke. Why is it just Chewie and Rey? Essentially, why is it just Rey who gets to go? Hey, 3PO has his regular arm back, and he's waving that regular arm like, hey, look at my arm. Yay, it's my real arm. Flying through the clouds. Oh, these pretty little islands. And I bet at this point, flying towards it, she recognizes this is the island from my dream. And Chewie's all like, oh, you've seen this? Yeah, no, there's a lot of subtext going on in these little looks. Rey going up the steps. This is probably the best piece of new music that John Williams wrote for this movie, and one of his finest cues in any score for any movie. Jedi Steps. It's so haunting. It's so beautiful. Right at the end when you see Luke for the first time, and there's just a hint of the Imperial March, and you think for a moment, has Luke gone to the dark side? Are we going to see him assuming the mantle of his father as Vader? What's happening with Luke? Because first time we've seen this movie, we don't know anything about what Luke is, where he is, who he is, what's going on. So that little hint of Darth Vader's theme in the music that plays right around here. Yeah, right there. And we're like, what is this gray hooded robed figure? It's Luke Skywalker. And let's talk about Mark Hamill's acting here. He's on screen for less than 1 minute, and he steals the show. What happened to the skin on his hand? It's been 30 years. There is so much going on in this scene, in their eyes. What is Luke feeling right now? That's my lightsaber. Does he recognize her? I am of the opinion that he doesn't recognize her. He's up there all by himself. All of his Jedi students have been killed. And he hasn't been training any new Jedi. He's isolated himself from the galaxy. This is probably the first person who has come to him in at least a year, if not more years, and offers a lightsaber. Not only a lightsaber, but his lightsaber to him, as if to say, I want to be a Jedi, train me in the ways of the Force. And that look that he gives at the very end of, last time I tried this didn't go so well, but I have a better feeling about this, maybe, and I'm gonna try again. And maybe this time we will have a new hope. More rhyming. That would be wonderful. So, And credits are playing now. I won't talk through all of them, but let's talk a little bit about The Force Awakens. Return of the Jedi is my favorite Star Wars movie, and it still is. So I think where this ranks, first of all, I enjoyed The Force Awakens very, very much. I laughed all the way through. I thought it was dramatic. I thought there was very, very little about the movie that I would have changed were I in any kind of position to affect the movie and how it worked. So I thought it was a very nice mix of old nostalgia and new elements. I really enjoyed the movie. I think my Attack of the Clones is my least favorite Star Wars movie, probably followed by Revenge of the Sith. So I would probably say that it's Return of the Jedi as my favorite, then probably The Force Awakens, Empire, Phantom Menace, A New Hope, Revenge of the Sith, Attack of the Clones. That's probably how I would rank it. What else do I have to say about this movie? The music was a little disappointing. I think every other Star Wars movie has had several new main themes that fit perfectly within the Star Wars universe and that played several times throughout the movie, and that thematically were very strong, melodically were very strong. Basically they're hummable. You can hum A New Hope with the first episode 1. You can hum Duel of the Fates. Yeah, you can hum the Trade Federation theme. In Attack of the Clones, you can hum the love theme. There's several other themes that you can hum. Revenge of the Sith, you have Battle of the Heroes. You have some great melodic material when Anakin is killing stuff and when Order 66 is happening. It's amazing. 4, 5, and 6, I don't even need to tell you. Every single piece of music that John Williams has written for 4, 5, and 6 is perfect. Episode 7, Kylo Ren's theme was forgettable. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. I mean, it's sort of a classic. There's nothing special about it. The flight of the Resistance with the X-Wing fighters, that's pretty good. It's pretty good. Bum, 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 bum. Bum 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 bum, and it goes on. So that's pretty nice. But like the rest of the Rey's theme is really good. But like the intermittent music is very forgettable, in my personal opinion. So I feel like The Force Awakens is his weakest Star Wars score. But then again, I also acknowledge that like after 6 movies and after God knows how many, like 50 years of writing music, the fact that he's still able to come up with even one new theme that works and that feels like it's part of Star Wars is amazing. So like even if this is his weakest Star Wars theme, it's still a very good theme, a very good soundtrack. It's just compared to the 6 other Star Wars movies, I like the music of all the other Star Wars movies overall better than the music from The Force Awakens. I think J.J. Abrams did a very good job. He had to balance pleasing old school fans, the first of a new series under Disney's leadership. There was no way that he was going to be able to please everybody, and he knew that going in, but I think he made the best film that he could. And I think that this is sort of a bridging film between all the old Star Wars movies and what's going to come next. So I'm very excited about episode 8 and 9 and all the new stuff that Disney's coming out with. And I look forward to seeing them all. if this commentary was at all enjoyable to you, and you've sat through 2 hours of this, thank you. And I hope that it wasn't all boring for you. If it was boring, you probably had turned it off 5 minutes in. But if you'd like to see me do more of this on some of the other Star Wars movies, I would love to be able to do a commentary on all 7 of them eventually and share my thoughts on the other movies. Especially like Episode 1, since a lot of people hate that movie, but it's my favorite by far of the prequel trilogy. I adore Episode 1 a lot. And even Return of the Jedi is an unpopular choice from the original trilogy as their favorite, because 99% of Star Wars fans love Empire Strikes Back. So I'd love to be able to share my thoughts in depth with you all about what I like and dislike about the other Star Wars movies. So if that's something that you would enjoy watching or listening to down the road, leave me a comment below. I'd love to hear from you. Any other thoughts that you have about things I said, things I didn't talk about in this commentary, again, leave the comments below. Contact me on Facebook, whatever you guys want to do. And well, my throat is running dry. I'm all out of Sprite now. So this was fun. I enjoyed it. It's a comfortable couch I'm on, and this is a good movie. So farewell, Saberland, from the Star Wars Theater. This is Shamim saying thank you all for watching, and may the Force be with you.